welcome to Tech Tip Daily. Today I'll be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to utilize ChatGPT as your personal assistant even if you don't have the ChatGPT paid. You don't need to get ChatGPT Premium or Plus or whatever. You can just utilize the original ChatGPT that you have for free. So to begin, simply go to the right URL, which is chat.openai.com. Make sure that you're at the exact URL and you're at the appropriate ChatGPT. And when you're there, go ahead and log in with your normal process or create an account if you haven't already. Now, as you can see here, you can get Plus. In this case, we're not going to need to do that. We're going to be basically giving ChatGPT the information necessary so that it can become our personal assistant almost immediately and get better over time by the chats that we have with it. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is click up here and go to your settings. Now we're going to want to go ahead and make sure that we have the memory mode on. So to do that, we can go to personalization and see here that we have custom instructions on, reference saved memories on, reference chat history on. Now this is going to give ChatGPT the capability to remember things that we tell it, especially if we tell it to remember it, and it can reference back to certain things over time. For instance, if we give it a data set or give it information about upcoming events that we have, it'll remember those things and we can refer to them in the future. For instance, if it knows that I work at Microsoft, let's say, it'll memorize that and it'll be able to utilize that information for the future conversations that we have. So that's one of the first things you want to do to utilize ChatGPT as your assistant. Make sure that you have this on. Now, with that on, there's another thing that we can go ahead and do. So ultimately, we're basically trying to get ChatGPT to answer in a certain way as though it understands us. And it has to know us and basically develop on the stuff that we give it, right? So to begin, another thing you can do to help it understand who you are and what you want from it, you can go to Customize ChatGPT right here. So now that we're here, you can basically opt into all these different things to help it understand you and be perfect for new chats. So to begin, what should it call you? In our case, we're going to be calling it our name, so we'll call it Tech Tip Daily. What do you do? And then you can basically describe everything that you do. You can describe what traits should ChatGPT have, and anything else that ChatGPT should know about you. So just for instance, I'm not going to go ahead and go through with all of this, but just to give you an idea. Well, actually I will in this case. We could always come back and get rid of it. So what do you do? I am a YouTuber. My channel is called Tech Tip Daily. I create. Let me just speed this up. So here we go. Basically, I'm a YouTuber. My channel is called Tech Tip Daily. I create YouTube content. I can't see it for whatever reason now. I create YouTube content. And basically, I just explained what our channel is about. For whatever reason, it's not allowing me to see it. And what traits should ChatGPT have? I went ahead and said be concise, no extra jargon, deep tech understanding, helps me create SEO-friendly content. And this way, it'll basically help me for the questions that I would be asking, being a YouTuber in this case. So I'm customizing my ChatGPT to learn and respond in a way that aligns with the stuff that I am doing. Let's say I'm using it for video tips. This is a way that I can utilize it as an assistant by having it pre-designed for exactly what I do. I can also try to, let's say I want it forward thinking. I also want it to think ahead of time, you know what I mean, so that we stay ahead of the curve in the YouTube game. So now, anything else ChatGPT should know about you? We could say, I enjoy helping people and want to provide accurate information. As accurate information as possible. I like to be very organized. And you can go into the advanced and see what else it can offer you, such as web search, code, all that stuff if you want to include it. But as for now, we'll just go ahead and save that. And now ChatGPT is going to understand this about us. As you can see here, how can I help you, Tech Tip Daily? And we can try to organize something based on that and utilize it as an assistant. So now that it knows this, I'm going to go ahead and say, what would be a good idea for my next YouTube video? And hopefully it absorbed what I told it. So here's a strong forward SEO friendly video for Tech Tip Daily. See, so now it understands what we are and what I'm looking for, and it's able to give me ideas that fit the SEO concept that I asked for and something that fits exactly what our brand is. And it can give us concepts like this and be, a great assistant for this. Now I can say, can you please write me script for the first video? We had to redo it for whatever reason. It kept blanking out, but we said, can you please write me a script for the first video, Best AI Tools for Productivity in 2025? You're not using these yet. And then it gives us a whole script, and I can get it completely written out. And, obviously you'd want to do your editing on this and make it sound more natural, but it gives you an idea of what you can cover even before, you have an idea yourself. It can help you brainstorm and utilize it as your assistant in the YouTube game or in anything else that you're utilizing. It doesn't only have to be YouTube, it could be something that you're working on in business, and it would be your little assistant and help you come up with concepts and ideas by knowing, as we did earlier, exactly who you are and what you're looking for. And since we have memory mode on, we can tell it, for instance, can you please remember that that my channel is new and needs to be needs the best possible SEO for the future. So we're basically telling it to remember this, and it'll be able to see, update and save memory. And now all of the future times that we utilize it, it'll optimize future scripts. So even obviously not just for YouTube, but for anything you utilize with ChatGPT, if you can tell it to remember certain things, and then it'll basically utilize that in the future, just like an actual personal assistant or real person would if you asked him or her to remember, except this one will never forget. So now, the way that you can utilize this also as a personal assistant is basically just by speaking to it on a regular basis. As you've seen here, it memorized what we asked it to memorize, but in a lot of ways it'll actually remember stuff even if you don't tell it to. So let's just try and see something for fun. So I have a dentist appointment at 9 a.m. on July 5th, 2025. So now we're telling it this, and it automatically remembers it. So now when we go into a new chat, let's say you wake up one morning and you have other stuff that you've told it over the month, you can ask it, when is my dentist appointment? You can ask it things like this, and it'll hopefully remember, and it gives you exactly that. So as long as you, over time, basically tell it different things that you need or have to do in the future, it'll remember it and basically continue to update you if you ever need to follow up. It can even help you create a schedule. For instance, if you told you had the dentist appointment and 20 other different things, you can say, help me schedule my week so that we can be organized. So I can say, I have a doctor's appointment on July 30th at 8 a.m. Let's just say that. And I have a birthday party on July 13th at 5 p.m. Now let's go to a new chat and say, can you please help me organize my July schedule? And hopefully it'll actually utilize what we've told it so far. And see, it already has stuff that we have. The birthday party, July 13th, and it followed exactly what we told it. And now with this, we'll be able to utilize it as an assistant and help it organize our stuff even further. So just like that, we have our organized events and our schedule for the upcoming month of July, and we can add tasks just like this. So add more tasks, events, content, deadlines, whatever. Set reminders for YouTube videos. We can have it do anything for us, literally like an assistant would. Now, as you can see here, we've hit our limit of the free ChatGPT questions that we can utilize throughout a day. We've opened up 3 chats and did whatever. So that's pretty much the benefit of getting Plus, is if you're going to be using it quite a bit, you might as well go ahead and get Plus. For $20 a month or whatever it is, it would be worth it. However, if you're using free and you don't need it at completely every second of the day, I'd recommend, just updating it regularly, once or twice a day, and you can have it organize stuff for you and do it, from a day-to-day basis, and it'll still be an assistant for you without having to pay the extra money. It's not exactly necessary as, unless you really do need an assistant with you all the time. But it does help you basically keep yourself reminded, and you can utilize it for any other things that you would have in your workspace. For basic level questions and stuff like that, it's not that much of a big deal, because as you can see here at 6:39 a.m., which is only about 4.5 hours from now, I'd be able to continue to ask it questions and continue with my organization of the day. So, in the case that you're not utilizing it for deep research and multiple questions or multiple things back to back to back, you can utilize exactly as we did here and train your model to be your personal assistant literally for free. So, once again, all you do is go up here, you click your Customize ChatGPT, tell it what you are and what you want from it, and you also make sure that you have your memory mode on. That's very important with memory mode on. Tell it to remember certain things over time, and every day just go ahead and tell it what you're doing or things that you want it to remember, and over time it'll know enough about you and what you need it for that it can literally be your personal assistant for free. So hopefully that helped you guys out. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.